Alright, imagine this for a second. You're over 60, you've been told your whole life that squats are the king of leg exercises, and every time someone talks about strong legs, knee health, or staying independent, squats are right there at the top of the list. But here's the honest question. What if squats are actually the very thing making your knees feel worse? What if every time you try to push through them, you're not building strength at all, but quietly irritating your joints, wearing down your confidence, and making you dread exercise instead of enjoying it? And what if I told you there are 3 simple exercises, safer, smarter, and far more knee-friendly, that can give you better results than squats ever could after 60? Stay with me because by the end of this video, you might completely rethink how you train your legs and protect your knees for the next 20 or 30 years. Now listen, I'm not here to bash squats. Squats are great for some people. Younger people, athletes, people with perfect hip mobility, strong ankles, and pain-free knees. But if you're over 60, your body has lived a full life. Your knees have carried you through decades of work, walking, stairs, maybe injuries, maybe arthritis, maybe surgeries. And forcing your knees into deep squats just because that's what everyone says you should do doesn't always make sense anymore. In fact, for many people over 60, squats load the knees at angles they no longer tolerate well, especially if balance is shaky or form isn't perfect. And let's be honest, perfect form is hard when your joints are stiff and your confidence is already low. The goal at this stage of life isn't to prove how tough you are. The goal is to stay strong without pain, to keep your knees happy, and to make sure you can get out of a chair, climb stairs, walk confidently, and live independently. That's it. And the good news is, you don't need squats to do that. So today, I want to share 3 exercises that, in my experience and in the experience of thousands of older adults, are often better than squats for knee health. They build the muscles that protect your knees, they improve stability, and they do it with far less joint stress. And the best part? You can do all of them at home, at your own pace, with control and confidence. Let's start by understanding something really important. Your knees don't exist in isolation. They're influenced by your hips, your thighs, your calves, and even your feet. When those muscles are weak, tight, or poorly coordinated, your knees take the hit. Squats often focus on bending and straightening the knees under load, but they don't always fix the underlying weaknesses that cause knee pain in the first place. That's why these next exercises work so well. They target support, control, and strength where it matters most. The first exercise is something that looks almost too simple to be effective, and that's exactly why people underestimate it. It's a controlled sit-to-stand from a chair. Now before you roll your eyes and think, that's not exercise, hear me out. This movement is one of the most functional things your body ever does. You do it every single day. Getting up from a chair, a sofa, or the toilet. And when you train this properly, slowly, and with intention, it becomes a powerful knee-friendly alternative to squats. Here's why it's better. When you sit and stand from a chair, you control how deep your knees bend. You're not forced into a deep squat position that may irritate your joints. You can adjust the height of the chair to match your ability. Higher chair means less knee stress, lower chair means more challenge. And unlike squats, you have a clear target, the chair, which improves confidence and balance. When you do this exercise slowly, focusing on pushing through your heels and tightening your thighs and glutes as you stand, you strengthen the exact muscles that protect your knees. Your quadriceps, your hamstrings, and your glutes all work together in a safe range of motion. And when you lower yourself back down slowly, you train control, which is huge for knee stability. I've seen people who couldn't do a single squat without pain, but after a few weeks of proper sit-to-stands, their knee discomfort dropped dramatically. They felt stronger walking upstairs. They felt more confident standing up in public. That's real-world strength. Not gym strength. Life strength. Now let's talk about the second exercise, and this one is a game changer for knee pain, balance, and confidence. It's a supported step-back lunge, but done in a very specific, knee-friendly way. And if the word lunge scares you, relax. This is not the lunges you see fitness influencers doing with heavy weights and deep knee bends. In this version, you're holding onto a wall, a countertop, or the back of a sturdy chair. One foot stays planted firmly on the ground, and the other foot gently steps back just a short distance. You don't drop your body straight down. Instead, you bend the front knee slightly while keeping your chest tall and your weight evenly distributed. Then you push through the front heel to return to standing. Why is this better than squats? Because it reduces forward knee stress. Traditional squats often push the knees forward, increasing pressure on the joint. This step-back movement keeps the shin more upright, which many knees tolerate far better. It also trains each leg individually, which is huge because most of us have one leg weaker than the other. Squats hide that imbalance. This exercise fixes it. And there's another big benefit here: balance. As we age, balance becomes just as important as strength. Falls are one of the biggest threats to independence after 60. This supported step-back movement challenges your balance just enough to improve it without putting you at risk. You're teaching your body how to control movement, how to stabilize the knee, and how to react calmly instead of panicking. I've worked with older adults who avoided all leg exercises because they were afraid of falling. Once they started doing this with support, that fear slowly faded. They felt in control again. And when fear goes down, consistency goes up. And consistency is where results really come from. Now let's move on to the third exercise, and this one might surprise you, because it doesn't even involve bending your knees much at all. It's an isometric wall sit, but again, done in a knee-friendly range. Isometric means your muscles are working without moving. You're not going up and down. You're holding. For many people over 60, movement under load is what irritates the knees. Holding a position, on the other hand, can build strength with far less joint wear. In a wall sit, your back is supported, your weight is evenly distributed, and you control exactly how much bend is in your knees. You don't have to go deep. Even a slight bend can be incredibly effective. When you hold that position, your thigh muscles fire up to support the knee joint. Blood flow increases. Stability improves. And over time, the knees often feel more supported and less achy during daily activities. This exercise is especially powerful for people with mild to moderate knee arthritis because it strengthens without repetitive friction. Another beautiful thing about wall sits is that they teach patience and mental toughness without pain. You're breathing, you're focused, and you're building strength quietly. No bouncing. No jerking. No stress on the joints. Just solid, supportive strength. Now here's the part most people miss. These exercises aren't about doing more. They're about doing better. You don't need long workouts. You don't need to sweat buckets. You don't need to push through pain. In fact, pain is a signal, not a badge of honor. If your knees hurt, they're asking for a smarter approach, not more punishment. When you combine these three movements, controlled sit-to-stands, supported step-back lunges, and gentle wall sits, you're covering all the bases. You're training strength, control, balance, and endurance in a way your knees can actually tolerate and appreciate. And over time, many people find that their knees feel stronger, warmer, and more reliable. Stairs become easier. Walking feels smoother. Getting out of a chair stops being a mental negotiation. And here's something really important I want you to hear. Just because you're over 60 does not mean decline is inevitable. It means your strategy needs to change. Your body is incredibly adaptable, even now. But it responds best to respect, consistency, and smart training. If you've tried squats and they hurt, that doesn't mean you're weak. It means squats might not be right for you right now. And that's okay. There is no rule that says you must squat to have strong legs. The goal is strong knees, not impressive exercises. I want you to imagine yourself a few months from now. Moving more confidently. Standing up without hesitation. Walking without constantly thinking about your knees. That's not a fantasy. That's what happens when you train the right way for your age and your body. So here's what I want you to do next. If this video made sense to you, if it felt like I was talking directly to your situation, then take one small action today. Try just one of these exercises. Slowly, gently, with control, and see how your knees feel afterward. Not during, after. And then tomorrow, do it again. And if you found value in this, do me a favor. Hit the like button, because it helps this video reach more people who are struggling just like you. Subscribe to the channel if you want more simple, joint-friendly exercises that actually work after 60. And comment below and tell me which exercise you're going to try first, or what your biggest knee challenge is right now. I read those comments, and they help shape future videos. Your knees have carried you this far. Let's help them carry you even further, stronger, and pain-free. I'll see you in the next video.